Yes. Well, hello. My name is Teto Oletutumam, a parent, philanthropist, and cultural practitioner. Today, I'm here to talk to you about Maasai socio-cultural ethnography, a book by Daniel Nchorira Naikuni. His name actually is Dr. Daniel Nchorira Naikuni, and actually, I was much elated to know that they're different from the previous Munge, whom I talked to you about his book, David Ole Munge, An Introduction to Maasai. I found this one quite interesting, but just before we get right into it, I want to tell you a few things about this learned son of Maa. And what I think is most important. He's a lecturer at Masai Mara University School of Business and Economics. He has several academic research publications in management and referred journals, yes, which includes an online selling book, recruitment and selection practice. He served a donor-funded project in Narok County on human and land rights, health awareness, environmental conservation, and livelihood projects. He is a father of two and husband to one loving wife. He is a socio-cultural activist and a cancer survivor. As if that is not important at all. Yes, I'm putting this on. I thought a few very interesting things here we should talk about in this same book, and maybe should excite you into needing to read the book. The first one is we are tomorrow mom's home and it's the evening. We're just about to get the livestock into the house, so don't worry about everything else. So yes, the first one of these is a quote from the Bible, which I found very interesting, that the Maasai actually could be traced into the Bible, and I will just read that to you straight away. It's in the book of First Chronicles chapter 9 verse 12, and it says, "And Adaiah the son of Jeroham the son of Pashur the son of Malchijah, and Maasai the son of Adiel the son of Jazeram the son of Meshulam the son of Meshlemith the son of Immer." So I guess Maasai the son of Adiel. That was the first one. While I was reading this book, part of the reason why I needed to read it is to find the roots for the Maasai, and I was able to find out that Maasai were able to get here in East Africa about 500 AD, and they came through southeast Sudan. That was 500 AD, when the two subdialects that came down from the Nile, along the Nile, separated in East Africa, and that is the Lotukoma and the Ongamoma, of whom all the 20 dominant sub-tribes now originated from. The Ongamoma, they came down along River Omo through Lake Turkana and into East Africa. So while I was reading this book, I wanted to understand a few things, and I said some of these that I really must understand. I included, of course, their roots, and then I said a few questions. Why were the Maasai able to be considered the custodians of the East African plains? And while I was going through that, I was able to understand that some of the things that made them who they were are some basic aspects of their culture, and one predominant one I realized was the life cycle, and I'll just refer to this note. So there's Einoro, and that is a celebration for women, when a child is born, and there's a proper celebration that goes with that. And then there's a process, because after the mother gives birth, there's some time that goes before the baby is brought out. Then the child is brought out, and then the child is named, and then at some point to adolescent Engibara, they are almost teenagers, and then when they're boys, they will be circumcised, and then Engibara, and then Emurarare, where they get circumcised, and then yes, it's from there. Then they give out a ceremonial calf called Olashelongulale, and that's what gives them a right now to engage into Moranism. And then they get into Moranism, where first of all they get to drink milk, another Emanyaranaji Enongusidin, which is that one that allows them to get to marry. Then there is Eunoro, and from here another rite of passage, Manyara Ongiri, of which then they are able to have Orengesher, which then gives them a completion of all the rights of passage into life. Another thing that I found very interesting that maybe you should know is how they kept their calendar. The Maasai as well had 12 months, and I will just name them. I will try to impress you. Olodalung, I can't. Arat, Oenu Ngok, Olodoyure Ngogwa, Olilepunye Ngogwa, Kujuorok, Morusasin, Oibor Are, Kushin, Olgesan, Pushuka, and Dungus, which is the 12th month. Before I finish this, because really, I guess you should just get to read this book. I like how he also talks about the aspects of influence of other, cultural elements, including religion and education. You could find all this and the stakes that the Maasai have now based on leadership and some of the elements of traditional leadership that I thought some of this should be integrated as we go on. So I would like to finish with two things, important things. First of all, I would like to tell you, I'll just get to do one. The 20 sub-tribes. Yes, so we have Irbugo, which have Irbugo Onyokio, Irbugo Orog, Wasingishu, Onyokio Orog. Then we have Isiria, Eldamat, Iloizai, Lodogelani, Irkangere, Inkidongi, Irmarabato, Irkabutiei, Irkisongo, Larusa, Irparakuyo, Ilchamus, Irrendile. Did you know that? Irrendile are Maasai, Isambur, Ilaikipiak, Iltorobo, Irpurko, Orkunono. There were also about 7 sub-tribes that were also assimilated by the rest of the Maasai sub-tribes. And I was able to understand why they were able to be labeled custodians of the savannah, because first of all, they were confident and proud in